Good morning, Shelly and Caitlin. We are live at the Valley Transit out here in Appleton this morning, and we're talking about everything that they're doing to stay afloat during the pandemic. It's a critical time for them. This morning, I am joined by Ron McDonald, the director. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Good. How critical have services been to you all during this time?
Well, that's a great question. It has been a critical time for us during the pandemic. I don't know if most people realize, but Homeland Security identifies public transportation as critical infrastructure, whereby stating that if we're not operating, that could have a very negative impact on the communities. So we've continued to run with uninterrupted service through the entire pandemic and really providing essential travel for those folks who are still needing to get to work during the pandemic, getting to their medical appointments, dialysis, grocery store, things like that. So it has been absolutely critical.
Yes, critical indeed. With that, you have to do a critical role, which is handling your employees. How has that been getting them ready, keeping them safe during this time?
Well, that's another great question. Our number one concern is safety for our passengers and our employees. So we had to take some initial steps in the pandemic. As you probably recall, it was a very fluid situation in the beginning, and we started doing a significant detailing on the buses nightly. We started sanitizing the high touch points. We installed barriers to protect the drivers and passengers with a plexiglass between them. We also installed, at the end of last year, sanitizing systems, air and surface proactive sanitizers to help bring down the chances of obtaining COVID. So just really trying to make it safe for everybody.
Yes, and you described it as a fluid time, and a fluid time indeed. Things are always changing. How has that been for you, having to oversee this and make sure that everything flows, because you can't shut down during this time?
We just roll up our sleeves and roll with the punches, so to speak, and get the job done. The employees have been absolutely fantastic. They've come in, they've done their job without hesitation, without question. They're really some heroes at Valley Transit.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us, Ron, this morning. We are live at the Valley Transit. We are here, and it's so important that during this time that people know that they are there and available for them, especially when it comes to that work commute. Live in Appleton, Faith Alford, Local 5 News.
All right, thank you so much, Faith. And public transportation, great for people who are going to get their vaccines as well.
Exactly. All right, thanks, Faith.